trends and topical issues of interest and importance to you and its impact in our communities. From the economy to the environment, healthcare reform, national security, race,
Do you know about our
poverty,
cough
culture,
button?
and so much more. Think Again looks at
You press it and hold it down.
Oh, I know about the cough.
Oh,
Yeah,
okay.
I informed Gary about that. Yeah, and you know,
Okay.
both of us are going to be doing a little bit of that.
Nationally recognized poverty expert L. Nathan Hare for Think Again, Saturday mornings at 11, exclusively on AM 1520.
When our children's speech development is delayed, their learning can be delayed. Their social development can be affected. For our children and for us, it can feel like an uphill climb. But you're not alone. Let's climb together. At Summit Educational Resources, we've been providing comprehensive speech services to young children for more than 30 years. If you find yourself not quite understanding your child or asking him to repeat himself, if she has any trouble communicating, don't delay. Many childhood speech concerns can be remediated before kindergarten. With a simple call to Summit Educational Resources, you can begin the process to schedule an expert evaluation at a place and time that's convenient for you. The sooner your child gets help, the better. Visit Summit Educational Resources online at letsclimbtogether.org to get your child the help they need. Call today at
I'll only talk when you ask me a question,
629-3480.
that way I
Let's
know.
climb together. Call 629-3480.
The 2012 presidential race unfolds right here. This is 50,000 watt AM 1520 WWKB Buffalo. The following is paid programming.
Welcome to this week's edition of the Dale Martin Jobs and Business Report, sponsored.
Good morning, Western New York, and welcome to the Dale Martin Jobs and Business Report with my wonderful co-host, Andrea Tadaro. Andrea, how are you this morning?
I'm doing phenomenally, Dale. I'll tell you, I really feel like I'm operating on all cylinders today.
You are
This
always
headline.
on all cylinders.
But I really had a great week. So dynamic, and it felt very adventurous. I don't know about you, but did you feel that way as well? It was a good week.
Actually, no, I was a little under the weather, but as the week progressed, by Thursday, I was starting to get back into my groove, started making more phone calls, and started talking to candidates, more employers, and so Thursday, Friday, Saturday, and yesterday was Saturday, I was really just in work mode, so.
You were sprouting like
Yes.
spring. You were
So I
excited
picked
about
it up
life again.
towards the end of the week, yes.
Absolutely. And you have some job leads for our job seekers today, which is really extremely exciting.
Yes.
Yes.
And I'm going to share those job leads in just a few moments. I'm going to share with our listeners. We want you to join the discussion, Dale and Andrea, right here at KB 1520. The telephone number is 803-1520. Do not move that dial. We want to hear from you. And we're going to be talking about some jobs. But before we do that, Andrea, I would like for us to pick up on that diversity organization you talked about.
Yes, yes. Well, as our listeners know, at least those who have been listening very regularly and religiously to our show over the last few weeks since we started, I actually own a business called Innovative Placements, which helps job seekers find employment. We're a full-service job placement agency that starts with, building and empowering the candidate to get back into the workforce, very often re-entering with new skills, developing a new resume, enhancing the previous resume, developing a work portfolio, helping them through job readiness training classes. We work specifically with the population of individuals with disabilities, and we help them get back into the workforce and be the most successful they can be. So it's an exciting, exciting thing. We've been in business for the last 10 years, and we work with a diversity of candidates, cross-section of entry-level cleaners all the way up to executives. So, as you know, Dale, our business has been flourishing for many years because, unfortunately, we're never at a loss for job seekers in Western New York that are looking for employment.
So true.
And yes, absolutely. And so what we do is we help to rebrand that individual, to make sure they have all the skills they need. And we have recently originated an Employers for Diversity Association of specific employers that are committed to diversity in the realm of individuals with disabilities. And they get out there and they are serving as a mouthpiece. They're very vociferous in helping individuals understand, helping other businesses understand how to provide special accommodations, very often low-tech accommodations, that are really very cost-effective to help their business accommodate individuals with disabilities. So we will work with other area businesses to, have kind of a tool press kit that they develop that helps them to market that population, that helps to showcase, okay, this is how this person performs successfully in a work setting, and this is how we can transfer it to yours. So they're working on that. And we also conduct sensitivity awareness training sessions with employers. And sensitivity awareness is basically helping the employer understand how they can meet the needs of an individual with a disability in the workplace. What are politically correct terms to use now? What are the current buzzwords?
Yes.
So, we really look at all aspects, not just the administration of an organization or company, but we also target those employees that may be a little bit concerned. Do I assist this person in a wheelchair, or do I allow them to, to operate on their own? What kind of level of assistance do they need?
Now, will this be industry specific? Are there only certain industries that you're working in? Can you kind of speak to that?
There's a cross-section, actually.
Cross-section.
We have every industry represented, from manufacturing sectors to nonprofit to to professional services. It can be any sector. We have the banking industry represented. We have Wegmans, which, customer service and retail. We have the Buffalo Niagara International Airport. And each one is invested in various projects and looking at how can we advance employer awareness and, understanding of this culture.
Well, I'll tell you, that's great, and that's exactly the reason why I wanted to learn more about your organization, because I feel that here's a unique opportunity for the employers that I'm working with. Maybe you and I can collaborate to see where we can assist some of those individuals.
Absolutely.
For example, I'm working with a technology-based company, and they are looking for a business development associate. This would be someone who can really assist with the strengthening the pipeline of bringing on new customers. This is a technology-based company. It's a position where this associate is working with the sales and marketing team, the product development team, and in light of some of the things that you've just shared in terms of your organization, I think maybe you and I can collaborate and see if there's a way that we can find one of your candidates a good position.
Absolutely.
Within this organization.
Yes.
So that's one position that I'm currently working on. Another position. Now, this one is really on the more skilled side. I'm looking for electricians. There is a solar energy company that I'm working with, and they're looking for someone that has completed a certified, accredited program, at least 4 years of experience. There's a lot of travel that's involved, and the benefits and the compensation is very, very rewarding. And so there again, if you have someone within your population that you feel that, yes, he or she has some of those skill sets, or most of those skill sets, we can look to engage that employer to see if we can find a good fit for that individual.
Yes. Our group of employers is serving as a business advocacy body.
Okay.
So number one, want to mention that. We also target the different hiring incentives that are available to employers out there.
Right.
And we really want to mention those and fit those in our show really fast before we introduce our lovely guest, our wonderful guest. Now, to talk about the business incentives, the hiring incentives entail not only financial incentives that go back to the employers, that go back into their pockets,
Okay.
In terms of wage reimbursement incentives. And also, we have, a certain level of social responsibility in our community, and we really want to target the media in really helping employers get the word out there on their success stories of hiring individuals with disabilities and how it's worked out successfully and all the things that they've done that have gone into that equation. And how can we actually market that to the media, to the press?
Well, if there's anyone who has their thumb on the pulse of what's
Yes.
going on, it's you. So I know you'll do a fantastic job in that area.
I didn't realize you were going to say me, Dale. I said, yes, I agreed with you there, thinking you were going to target someone
It's
in the
okay to
community.
pat yourself on the back.
So anyway, without further ado, though, I am incredibly excited to announce our guest who's arrived, and he's really, when I say arrived, I mean arrived professionally, not just in the studio with us today. Gerald Ralston and I go back quite a ways, Jerry. As you know, for the last 5 or 6 years, we've conducted a number of business ventures together, and we've also Gerald was the organizer of a fashion show that I was in at the 12th. Lily Pearl's fashion show. So he's done a number of different things. He's a writer, singer, producer, and he's an internet marketer. And so I am just incredibly excited at the wealth of success you've had, Jerry, and I would really love for you to share that, share your business secrets, and talk about what you're currently doing.
Well, you know, it's hard to start where I'm at. You have to know where I was before to get there, and I kind of went through that with you. When I came out of the service, I ended up taking a nightclub on Niagara Falls, or on Main Street, Main and Utica, which presently now is the NFTA, which was called the Mansion House. And when I walked in there were like 8 people at the bar, and after I got done doing what I was doing, it was sold out every night. But we turned it from the Mansion House to the Peppermint Lounge. So everything is in the name, and let me start out this way. People got it all confused when they come to go in promotion. Because promotion is a word nobody really understands until you have to do it. And basically, it's not what you know, it's not who you know, or how you treat who you know. The whole bottom line of everything that you want to do and everything, who knows you? So if your name isn't out there, if it's not WKBW or KBW radio or whatever it happens to be, you're never going to know what it is. If you're not a Bobby Rydell or a name that thing. But the other thing with web today, you have to take and be able, when they type that word in there, Google is way ahead of you. So as you type the word in and you start to do it, you better have something that they haven't already got. Mm-hmm. So up to right now, at this point here, I just recently created Willie Orbison. Now, my real name is Gerald Ralston, but if you put in Gerald Ralston or Jerry G, which was one of my names when I was in a band called Jerry G and the Travelers, I came up to be a puppet. And I'm not a puppet, and I don't want to be a puppet. But the object was, I had a hit record at that time called Triang, which Jerry G and the Travelers. But then since then, I helped assist with, out in California, with Syndicate of Sound. I assisted in them creating a #1 record called Hey Little Girl. Right after that, I had a hit record with another girl, Leslie Knudsen, which is called I Like That Girl, which is on Amazon. And I've gone through all these things. I went to Canada. I went up there. I was there over a weekend. I ended up with the #1 record in Canada called Mariposa. You know, if you don't get out there, you don't get your name out there, that's the whole bottom line.
And you call yourself the promoter, right? You've got a website.
That's what people tell me.
Yeah, or at least people have called you that.
A lot of times they don't even understand what it is. Because it isn't, how my dad told me, there's telling and selling. I don't sell anything. I tell it. I tell you about it.
You tell the story.
I tell you a story, baby. Like when I was with Andre last time, we had time in the car, so I put in one of my recordings of another friend of mine, and everything's a story. Everything's a story. If you don't tell the story, you don't get the interest of the people. And when you do this stuff, you know, and I watch things. I mean, I can go into detail, and what I plan on doing, so kind of thing. I plan on writing a book called The Promoter, but not the promoter, more than just a good book to read, meaning that I'm 70 years old now. I'm ready to take and put all my information, all my contacts, everybody I know, and all the stuff, and I know people like Pete Bennett promote the Beatles, Rolling Stones, AC/DC, U2. I have all of that. My best friend, Bruce Johnson, is with Universal Studios. My friend Jesse Nasworth was with he was going to be on the shuttle. He was going to be doing the video for the shuttle. I mean, I can go on and on and on, but I'm not going to go into that. But basically, taking it up to today. Today, there's 2 things you want to do. You want to get your name out there. Okay, so let me give you a little tip. Everybody should go on the web and go to www, all right? And people don't even know that. World Wide Web. That is the entrance, but it's not. HTTP is telling the computer that you want to talk to it. That's what a bottom line is. So if you put HTTP www artist ARTIST e-card like a electronic card ecard.com and you go /Willie WILLY not IE WILLY ORBISON. You can go on that now and you can see everything I'm telling you about. All right. Because what it's done, and I told Andrea this before, years ago, if you were beginning or getting started, you needed a bunch of money, and not a lot, thousands and thousands, but you needed money. You had to print business cards, you had to print this, you had to print that, you print this. And before you go to do anything, before you got $1, you were, all of a sudden, you know, that was the whole thing. Today, with an e-card or an electronic package, like you were mentioning before, a lot of people, when they put their resume together, if they're in the music industry, they're an artist, they're a actor, singer, dancer, whatever their talent is, they create one of these, and then once you got that done, go on the web, buy a name you want, put that name directing to it, and you're in business.
Well, I'll tell you, speaking of being in business, this is a very interesting conversation to our listeners. If you're just now joining us, we're talking to the promoter. Right now, you're going to have to help me throughout the course of the show because I'm not sure whether to call you Gerald or Willie.
Okay.
He's got so many names.
Well,
in it.
basically, I told them.
No,
Yeah,
we're
okay.
good though. But
Okay.
we're going to get ready to take our first break. Listeners, do not go anywhere. On the other side of the break, we'll talk about jobs. We'll talk about promotions. And I like the way you referenced it. You said telling, not selling. And that's what we're going to be doing today. We're going to be telling, not selling. Don't go anywhere. We'll see you on the other side of the break.
The Dale Martin Jobs and Business Report.
That was it.
Like,
Jobs and
don't
I
feel tongue-tied.
I don't really feel tongue-tied
You
today
got tongue-tied,
at
so like
all.
I can't
But
get
I
it.
have, I've had that before. I've had that experience. I have like the postnasal drip dripping
Okay.
in my throat. But it doesn't really affect me. I feel pretty on today.
You don't?
But yeah.
I didn't know if I talked too much. I just wanted to give a summary
Oh
of,
yeah,
of
you're
everything.
okay. You're
Now
okay.
we'll get into the shop seat thing.
Yeah,
That's a job.
yeah, because we're going to talk about the shop seat thing, because that's really about being an independent business owner and how to really originate your own business with minor startup funds, without any startup funds actually, and how you can help people that are doing it all throughout the world, hundreds of thousands. So yeah, you
And
can.
do you want to talk about the book?
A little bit, maybe at the end, just as, you know, I'll have everything aiming at WillieOrbison.com.
Willie
Yeah.
Orbison?
Orbison, like it's the best of Willie Nelson and Roy Orbison together. I sing, so I can do Pretty Woman and I can do Willie Nelson. So
So I can ask the question about, you know, what you're doing in terms of internet marketing. Okay, so I'll kind of like, I'll just target that and then you can just take off. Okay. So if you want it, no, you can open it up and then you can shoot right back to me. That's okay.
basically the main thing we want to get out is like every time people want to get started in a startup business, there's always a fee to do it. With what I got, there is no fee. You don't have to pay anything. You can go on, you can go on shopseat.ca, you can email us, we'll send you a form, you become an independent person. If you sell something, you get a third of whatever you sell. And that's
For music?
no, this is a search engine called
So we'll talk about that.
shopseat.ca.
We'll talk about the because you were talking about your musical background and writing a book and yourself as an artist. Then we're going to shift gears. I'll kind of promote that. But yeah, and if there's anything, is there anything else you want to get out there in terms of jobs in Western New York, in terms of anything? So I want to make sure we
Yeah.
cover it.
Before the show's over, I'll mention probably one or two other jobs that I'm working on. So,
The one thing you did talk about, which maybe you can elaborate into there, say, okay, well, you know, you're talking about an IT. I need an IT bad. I need another Steve Jobs. I need another Wozniak. Because with the shop seat, we got it to a point. Now we want to do rolling advertising on it. We want to do all these things, new things. And I told her maybe I can get the CEO.
For more information regarding careers and business strategies, call Dale Martin at 563-0238. That's 563-0238. The Dale Martin Jobs and Business Report is an exclusive feature airing on WBEN. Listen every Monday night at 7:15 to hear the latest news on local employment and business opportunities. Remember to tune into our sister station KB 1520 every Sunday morning at 10 to hear the Dale Martin Jobs and Business Report live. Your phone calls are welcome.
1520.
welcome back to the Dale Martin Jobs and Business Report with co-host Andrea Tadaro. And today we are having a different type of conversation, and it's so intriguing, Andrea. I'm excited about this because I'm learning.
Yes, I'm percolating as much as the coffee I had before the show. This is really exciting to have the energy of Jerry Ralston in our show. The thing that we discussed before, Jerry, was your expansive background as a writer, singer, producer, and the book that you're writing. And now we're going to shift gears and talk about yourself as an internet marketer. Can't wait to discuss that. And you talked about it a little bit before, but really want to know a little bit about this. And I don't know if I even want to give away the name. I'll let you do so. But talking about how can someone all throughout the world, how can anyone throughout all the world create their own internet marketing business with no startup costs?
Well, basically, that has been the hard thing for a lot of people, because I've seen where people come up and say, hey, I got a great daytime job for you. You're retired now and you can internet marketing and all this and stacked under people and all this. But that's not the way to do it. The gentleman I'm working with, who owns a thing called Shop, SHOPSEEK.ca. He's out of Canada, out of Toronto. His name is Maxim, and the thing is that he created a new search engine. And you say, well, we don't need another search engine. We have Google, we have Yahoo, we have Bing. Great. But when you go on there, if you search, you're 1 in 52,521 million people of the same thing you're looking for. Just think about being able to be the only one. So when they come and look for you, whatever it is that you're doing, all your information is going to come up there. The biggest part of this is, like when Maxim got a hold of me, he says, I'm ready, and don't take me wrong, I'm ready to give a job for free to thousands of people. And I said, well, explain that to me. He says, all they have to do is contact me, I'll make them an independent rep, and the fee of getting on the search engine is anywhere between $30 and $300, depending on the size of the business. In other words, a $30 would be like a little mom and pop operation, all right, or a musician or a band or something like this. Where if you're a big corporation or something like that, like Walmart, so-and-so, it'd be like $300. But that's the max. And here's the whole kicker. 5 years of service on the website, on the search engine. And when you go there, people go there now, when you're listening to this, go in and type in shopseek.ca. You'll see a search, now just to give you an example, you'll see a search in there. I just did this just to show people. My mom had a guy doing her lawn and also snow plowing. I said, look, let me use you as an example because you're perfect for it. So I went ahead and I said, okay, I'm going to put you on the search engine and market you, but you snowplow my mom's driveway and you do the lawn mowing when it's done. So this was the first one we did. So if you go in there and you type in lawn mowing or snow plowing or anything, it's going to come up and you're going to see the extravagance of this stuff. So these are the questions you can have. But here's the whole thing. If you decide you want to do it, all you have to do is send an email to me, okay? songwriterslounge@gmail.com. Send it to me. I'll get it over to Maxim, and we'll send you out a package.
Can you say your
Say-
email
yeah,
address
say the
one more
email
time?
address.
Right, okay. songwriterslounge@gmail.com. That's also another part of the whole thing I do. But the thing is that if you do that, I'll get it over to him. The object with it is, you got to take it as a thing. Once you become a rep, you'll sign a piece of paper that he'll send you. You're a representative, your own business. You don't have to pay to do that, okay? Once you become a representative, you can go to the mom and pop operation down the street, the place where you have coffee, wherever it is. You can walk in there and you can sell them a $30 ad. Take $10 yourself and send the $20 to Maxim. That's how it's going to work. And it's like this. We have people in Malaysia, we have people in South America, all the stuff like this that we're setting up as representatives. But the biggest part is there's no fee. You don't have to pay us anything at all.
So you're helping to empower these third world countries to help give them employment, become their own marketing representatives, give them, a choice in terms of, do they want to be working for $3 an hour at a substandard wage, or do they really want to be making a gainful living?
Mm-hmm. Well, basically, there's two ways you can make money. One is you can work for somebody and they're going to pay you a check. Or you can work for somebody, like even if you're going out and selling vacuum cleaners or whatever it is, you get a percentage. You know, if you sell this vacuum cleaner, you get a third of whatever it was. It's the same kind of concept, and that's the whole thing.
Very interesting. And you know what, there's another story here that I would like to touch on, and that is, what's your motivation? You know, because I'm inspired. At the age of 70, you could have said, well, you know what, my days of working and you know, being out there, a part of the hustle and bustle are over. I've done that already. But
I just want to travel. But
yes.
I travel, I do everything. Andrea.
You're a ball of energy.
I put Andrea in a fashion show. Going back to the 80s, I met this lady named Lily Pearl. She had a dream of doing fashion shows. I said, okay, I'll get behind you. Nobody will even know I'm here, and I'll get you people to come. So Andrea came and performed, did a fashion at the Trough. And when she did that, I videotaped her like we're videotaping this, and then I put her up on the web and the whole thing like that. So my thing, I'm retired, okay? That I basically don't want to work anymore. I don't mind being consultant to people, helping them. It doesn't make it, because that's not the object of it. God's really gifted me with this promotion thing. And it's not something you can put a dollar sign to. Like I told you before, it's telling, not selling. So my book is going to be telling. I'm going to tell people how they can get promoted, how you can be the guy at the door, the guy on the stage, and the guy passing out the flyers is all one now. So you don't need big agents, managers, booking agents. I associate with a young lady, her name is Dawn Reese. Absolutely fabulous. She has done so much more than any other person I've ever come across in my whole lifetime of giving kids a chance. She actually has kids 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 15, 16, 21 out as reporters. She gets them to go out and do stories. You know, the world is electronic today, and we can do everything. Right now, I have a flip camera sitting there, all right? Years ago, you needed big cameras, you needed all this stuff. That little flip camera there was like $150. So for $150, you can do stuff that used to cost you thousands and thousands of dollars. I have a little recorder here, which is going way back. This is RCA. It's no bigger than a little thing. But the quality of these, that's a digital recorder, that's a digital thing. So our equipment we got today is so much easier to work with.
And it's so amazing how we
Absolutely.
are creating more and more entrepreneurs. I'm
Yes.
hearing different trends and different examples of stories of how we are creating
Yes.
new entrepreneurs.
Through
And
technology.
Through technology and industry experts. You know, Jerry, I'll
Yes.
just refer to you as an industry expert, but you have clearly looked at how you can redefine yourself and embrace technology and help take it to another level and really open up the doors for new entrants.
And getting into that social media concept with search engine optimization.
I need help. Let me tell you this, what I need help. I want everybody that's out there who thinks in their mind they're a Steve Jobs or a Wozniak or somebody like this, all right, to contact here. Because I can give you jobs, because the search engine is going to be so big, but it needs rolling advertising. It needs all these extra things on there to make it the most thing. And the object is you can be involved with the next biggest generation of things in the whole world.
Well, that's great. Well, you know what? We're quickly running out of time, and I do not want to miss the opportunity to learn more about the book. But go ahead, Andre, because I think you had another question you were going to ask.
Did. You just read my mind, didn't you? We have that mental telepathy all the time, Dale. I want to talk about the bottom line, Jerry, in terms of how much a person can make in this business and how much individuals have made from other countries and in the U.S. Can you give me an example of maybe a person who got involved in the business? And
Well,
was
it's in its baby stages, all right? I got to go through this. As it was being created, it was being created by Maximus, international attorney. So he had this idea of doing the search engine. He got the visa and all that for a gentleman out of Russia. And when he did that, he built part of the system. Then the guy dropped the ball. Then he got another person who picked it up recently in the last year or so to get it back up and running again. But like I said, you can make as much as you want. It's like if you go out and sell one vacuum cleaner or you sell 30 of them. It's going to be a third. That's what you are. If you sell something for $100, $300, you're going to get $100. You sell something for $30, you're going to get 10. And it all depends on their
But this helps to increase your marketability,
Right.
increases the awareness. You can get it out to hundreds of thousands of individuals.
Right.
So when it comes to your product line. And why go this route? And then I know that Dale wants to touch upon a couple things as well. But why go this specific route as opposed to just going your own route to try to promote your own products
Well,
on your own website?
Well, the thing is, you need a website. Don't get me wrong. You need a website. No business is going to exist without a website. You can go to GoDaddy, $9, you got a website. HostGator, $9, you got a website there. Remember this, you have to have a website. Kind of think of a website as your house. Then you have to have a server, which is like GoDaddy or HostGator, to put your house on. That's the easiest way I can explain to people.
The foundation.
The foundation behind it. And I don't, what time do you end? 10:30? Okay. Okay, all right.
No, continue on.
Okay, so as you do this, you have to take and build a good house. You also have to have a good foundation on it. But besides that, you have to have a back door to get into your house. You can have people come through the front door, all the things you see on the web, but you need a back door. So what I need somebody who's really good at the technical parts of things to go in the back door and help us put this thing more together, bigger and bigger.
Well, I'll say, Andre, between you and I am confident that we can find him that perfect IT professional to
Yes.
assist with this type of project.
Yes.
And again, it's www.shopseek.ca, all right?
Okay.
Are we at the end? And also, if you go to artist, A-R-T-I-S-T, ecard.com/Willie, W-I-L-L-Y-O-R-B-I-S-O-N. Best of Willie Nelson and Roy Orbison.
Okay.
Very
Gerald,
cool.
thank you so much for being a part of our discussion today. I learned a great deal of information.
Me too.
I look forward to having you back because we didn't get a chance to talk about the book, so you must come back and
I'd like to take and bring the CEO of the company back the next time, so he can.
Fantastic.
That's
Maximus.
what we'll have
Okay.
to do. Buffalo, have a great weekend. Another quick 30 minutes here at the Dale Martin Jobs and Business Report with Andrea Tadaro. We'll see you next week.
Thank you for listening to
that
the
was
Dale
really
Martin
cool.
Jobs
That
Did
was
I cover
really
everything
awesome.
that I didn't? I knew you had more to say.
No, I mean, well, I was going to mention
Some of the jobs.
one job, but no, it's good. 'Cause I
Yeah,
believe
and you
Now
ended
you
it
have a thing
perfect.
during the week too that you do
Be
this?
sure to also listen to Dale's weekly
have a,
our sister station,
a
WBEN,
5-minute
every Monday
segment
night between
on
7:15 and
WBEN.
7:30.
Okay.
where I just list jobs. You know,
Yeah.
I may list jobs, or I may just say something
Well,
that.
let me start with
Is
you
it
this
jobs
way.
and business
I'm gonna take Andrea and take you and put you both on the search engine for free. Then you will know what it can do for you, just like it does the lawn mowing and the stuff there. You'll see, you'll be able to go to people and say, hey, all you have to do is go here and type in Dale Martin. That's it.
Okay.
Even if you don't want to use, here's the whole thing. I've told people, if you want to be discreet and you don't want everybody to know what you're doing something so you can build it, come up with a number like 152. They type in 152 and they know every single thing they're doing. But nobody knows, you know, you can give some. You can say, well, look, you know, I got some projects I'm working on. I have some things. I want to put you in touch with Andrea Tadaro, but she's so super busy right now. But if you go to 150, I'm just giving you an example. If you type in 152 instead of a name in there, boom, all of a sudden they're going to come right to Andrea and you can refer.
So how would people think to type in 152? Would they
You would
do
tell
that?
them. You would tell them. You would say to them, look at, it's like me. I told people, I'm ready to perform again, all right? I walked into the music store at Paramount over there on thing to my friend. He has an open mic. And he says, whatever you want to do. He says, you're the king in town. Whatever you want to do, you can go ahead and do it. He says, you're the only person I know that can come out of the audience, walk up on the stage with no rehearsal, no practice, no nothing, and pick up and be the star on the stage. And I'm not, I don't mean, but she knows this too.
Good, you're good.
You know,
Yeah.
but, and the thing is, I would say the biggest gift that I got is I can create stuff right off the top of my head. I never ever write anything down to write a song.
Exactly.
When I record it, right there, when it's on there, that's when I write it. In other words, I just sit there and play it, and as I play it,
She's been
Oh, yeah.
It just comes out. We've done that. How many times have we, tell them about the
We brainstormed the
Ellicottville.
park
Tell
and
them about Ellicottville.
Ellicottville. Oh, yeah.
We walked into a
The way
store
home.
and we sang the whole store, the commercial, the whole thing,
Yeah.
Andrea and I.
Yeah, opera singing and all that fun stuff. Whenever we do something together, okay, I have a friend by the name of Manya, and she reminds me a little bit of Jerry because we always have a Manyandria time. We put our two names together, Wonder Twin Powers activate. And with Jerry, it's the same. It's like whenever we go somewhere, we become the party, or we host a party, or like for instance, I invited into the Liberian Independence Day celebration, which was right at the Holy Cross Head Start Church in downtown. And he came in, and all of a sudden he started videotaping everyone, and they really thought he was like the organizer of the event. And I'm up there singing opera or whatever, I'm commemorating the event. So we become kind of like the mistress and master of ceremonies, you know. So we just have fun. We have like these little whimsical journeys and adventures. He's a fun kind of